everyone, Amanda here. Today we are going to be doing a mat posture workout. So let's get started with a warm-up. Just sitting up nice and tall in a cross-legged position, lift through the chest. From here we're going to place our fingertips just behind the ears, pull the elbows back. From here let's gently twist over to the right side, back to the middle, over to the left side. Just try to open up through the chest and shoulders here, warming up through that back. We're going to be focusing on postural muscles today. So we're going to be working on the posterior chain, which are the muscles at the back of the shoulder blades, upper back, core, glutes, and hamstrings. One more here. And shake it out. You can round your back here. Let's go a little wider with the feet. So we're going to have a nice wide stance. We're going to drop our toes inward, lift through the chest, and make a T with the arms. From here, we're going to go down to the right side, taking that left hand, and we're going to chop down, bring it up over to the other side, chop down. We're just getting a little bit of a stretch through the hamstrings here, as well as the lower back. Nice, easy breathing, sweeping down. You can round the back a little bit here, that's okay. Getting that stretch. Breathing through this. Two more here. One left. And let's take it back to a seated position. Again, we're going to go back to that cross-legged position here, lifting through that chest. Take your hands, we're going to press the heels of our palms down into our legs, and we're going to exhale forcefully to really wake up that core. Ready? Exhale slowly and forcefully. Here we go. Try to press the shoulder blades back and down. Exhale. You should feel the muscles around the rib cage start to tighten. Feeling that core working. One more here. And shake it out. You can round your back here. Let's get started with our first move. We are going to go into a Z press. So for this one, you can have that cross-legged position if you like, or you can take this up a notch by extending your legs out with the heels pressed out, just a gentle bend in the knees. Now you'll notice right now I'm kind of leaning back and rounding my back a little bit. I want you to slide your bum back so you're sitting on the bottoms of your butt cheeks. Lift through the chest. Imagine there's a string pulling your chest up toward the ceiling. Place your elbows at a 90-degree angle. We're going to push up and pull down. Here we go for 8. 8. Maintaining strong posture here. 7. Keeping the shoulder blades pulled back. Exhale. 6. Sitting up as tall as you can. 5. Breathing through this. 4. Keep this up. 3. Prevent those arms from creeping forward. 2. One more here. 1. We're going to give our posture a break here, but work on those glutes. We're going to lower down into a bridge position. Right now my feet are shoulder width apart, but I'm going to walk them a little wider. Hands at my sides, and we're going to lift up and then press the heels into the floor, lifting the toes off the ground, drive the back of the shoulder blades into the mat, and then squeeze the butt cheeks. Lift up nice and high. Now, if this feels okay for you holding this position, you can take this up a notch by raising your arms up over your chest. Keep holding, driving those shoulders down into the mat. So you're pressing the back of the shoulder blades down, holding, squeezing through the glutes and hamstrings here. Almost there. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down, and let's take it back to our Z press position. So once again, we're going to have the legs either extended or sitting cross-legged, but try to slide that bum back a little bit so you're sitting on the bottoms of your butt cheeks. Lift through the chest. Let's go into 8 more presses. Here we go. 8. Lifting up nice and high, maintaining good posture. 7. Imagine there's a string pulling your chest up toward the ceiling, and breathe through this. Really try to press up, but also keep the hands pulled back to try to align next to the ears. 2 more here. 1 more, exhale, and inhale. Let's take it back to a bridge. Let's lower back down. Now this time, I'm gonna switch up my bridge a little bit. So we're gonna have feet shoulder width apart again. Let's lift up nice and high. Once again, we're driving those hips up, pressing the back of the shoulder blades into the mat. And once again, you can either have your arms at your sides, or if you want to take it up a notch, lifting through those arms. Push the hips up nice and high, and keep your knees pointing toward the ceiling. So you might find that your knees want to flare out, but I want you to try to press them directly up. So that's what we're focusing on here. Focus on the knees, keeping the thighs shoulder width apart, not flaring to the sides. They're pointing directly at the ceiling. Keeping those glutes lifted. Focus on the hamstrings and glutes here. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Let's lower it down. One more round of Z press. Let's take it up to our seated position. And once again, sitting on the bottoms of the butt cheeks. That helps us to sit up nice and tall. Heels are pressed out. Gentle bend in the knees. And lift through that chest. Let's go for 8. 8. Really focusing on posture here. 7. Breathing through this. 6. Push up, pull down. 5. Exhale on the way up. 4. Inhale on the way down. 3. Keep that chest lifted. 2. One more here. 1. And lower it down. One last bridge. Let's lower down into our bridge position. Once again, feet shoulder width apart this time. We're going to lift up nice and high. Now, once again, you can have those hands at your sides. If you feel ready, lift those arms up. From here, we're going to take the right hand, extend, touch the thumb back down. So we're stretching through the upper back. And then over to that left side. Extend, touch down. Now I find in this one, my hips are dropping a little bit. I'm going to drive them up here. Just so I'm still really engaged through the glutes and the lower back. And I'm keeping that arm motion going. Breathing through this. Really stretch it back. Don't let your hips drop down. We're keeping them elevated. 2 more here. Reach. 1 more. And reach. And lower it down. Let's take this back to a seated position, and we're moving on to our next round. We're going to go into a seated row. Once again, we're sitting up nice and tall. We're going to have those legs extended here. If you need to, you can go to that cross-legged position if you like. So sitting on the bottoms of the butt cheeks, we're going to start with our palms facing up with a gentle bend in the elbows. Once again, lift the chest. You should feel all of those postural muscles in the middle of the back working to lift that chest here to maintain good form. From here, we're going to pull and row in. Now my hands will travel in a slightly arc position here. So we're going to arc slightly, bringing it in, pulling the elbows back, squeezing through the mid-back and shoulders. Let's go for 8. Here we go. Exhale, pull, and back. Exhale, pull, and back. Maintaining good form here, squeezing. Now my hands will slightly face inward at that extension. So they are just slightly rotating inward as I extend my hands back out. 1 more here. And lower it down. We're going to take this into a knee tuck. So let's take this down to the floor. From here, you have a couple options. So you can have your hands in a T, either palms up or palms down. But if you want to take this up a notch, we're going to have our arms extended up. Now you can just slide them down a little bit. So there's a little bit of a bend in the elbows. Right now, the back of my hands is pressed against the mat. My feet are flat on the floor currently, but I'm going to walk those legs out and then slowly, keeping my arms in position, draw the legs in. Ready? Here we go. Draw the knees in toward the chest. Slow, slow, slow. You're going to feel that core engage here, but try to keep the shoulders down. Slowly bring the knees in. You can round a little bit through that lower back. Just tuck in here. Tucking those knees toward your chest. Now press the back of your hands down into the floor. Keep breathing. This is an isometric hold. Holding good posture here. And this should be pretty challenging for the shoulders. However, if you're in that T position, that helps to alleviate it a little bit. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then slow, slow. Walk it back out. You can take that press off the back of the hand just a little bit. We want to keep the arms down, but we're not pressing so actively. And extend the legs back out. All right, let's take it up to our seated row position. Once again, Sitting on the bottom of the butt cheeks, lifting through the chest, palms facing up. Let's go for 8. Here we go. 8. Get that squeeze. 7. Really contracting. 6. Exhale to pull. Inhale back out. Breathe through it. 3. 2. One more here. 1. And bring it back out. Let's lower back down. We're taking this back to our supine knee tuck. So once again, my feet are flat on the floor, my knees are bent. And if you need an easier position for your shoulders, go ahead into that T position. However, we're gonna bring it back to our wall slide position. So from here, we are going to lift the knees. This time we're not going from extension, we're keeping our knees bent. So drive the back of the hand down into the floor and let's lift. This is a little tougher on the abs here. Lifting and squeezing in slowly. Push the heels out so you're flexing through the foot. Draw those knees in, nice and tight. From here, we're gonna drop a heel down. Let's lower the right heel down to the floor. Bring it in. Left heel down to the floor. Bring it in, really brace through the core and try to drive the back of your hands down into the mat. Breathing through this. Keep those knees tucked and focus on your posture through the shoulders and arms. 2 more here. Drop the heel down. 1 more here. Drop the heel down and slowly lower the feet down toward the mat. And drop those feet down. Let's go back up to 1 more set of rows. Seated position. Legs extended with the heels pressed out, lifting through the chest, underhand grip. Imagine there's a string pulling your chest up. Let's go for 8. Here we go. 8. That's it. 7. Breathing through this. 6. Keep it going. 5. 4. 3. 2. Almost there. 1. And lower it down. 1 more round of supine knee tucks. This time, we're gonna switch it up a little bit. So we are going to do the tuck in, but this time we're going to hug our knee toward our chest. So this is a little bit more hip focused rather than shoulder focused. So let's extend the legs out. We're gonna start with that right leg. Get your arms ready. We're gonna slowly draw that knee in, and then place your fingertips interlaced just below the kneecap, and then pull that leg in nice and tight, holding here. Big stretch through the hips here. Breathing through it. Try to keep the shoulders, the back of the shoulders, pressed down into the mat. And release, and then slowly let that leg go back out. We're going to take it over to the other side. Left leg, slow, slow. Pull that knee in. Interlace the fingers and pull in toward the chest, really stretching, pressing the heel out. Try to drop the back of the shoulder blades down into the floor so we don't round so much through the front of the shoulders. Breathing through this, heel pressed out, and slow, slow, bring it back down, and relax. Just shake out your hips. You can turn your feet in and out, shake them out, and we're going to come up to a kneeling position. Grab a water break if you like. So we'll demo our next round. In this position, we're going to go into a cat-cow. So we're going to have our wrists, elbows, and shoulders aligned, knees and hips aligned in the quadruped position. Abs are pulled in and the back is flat. From here, we're going to start in the cat position. So whenever you're ready, we're going to lift and round through the back, pushing the spine up toward the ceiling. And let's exhale and drop the belly down, pushing your rib cage down toward the floor. There's a little bit of an arch in the back here. And let's lift back up. We're going for 8 cat-cows, 4 of each. And back down. Nice big exhale. Feel that shoulder blade squeeze. Let's bring this up. Third round. And back down into cow, pushing the rib cage out, getting that nice big stretch in the back of the shoulders. One more of each. Let's lift up, pushing the spine up toward the ceiling. And one last cow, dropping the rib cage down, arching through the back. And relax, shake it out here. We're going to take this into a kneeling position. So right now, my knees are in the same position as they were in the cat-cow, but we're going to focus on an isometric contraction for the glutes. So from here, I'm going to place my hands on my hips and then squeeze my butt cheeks together. So I'm holding and pulling inward. Lift through the chest, pull the elbows and shoulders down. Ready, exhale and hold. Get that squeeze here. You're going to feel the core engage as well. So the abs are going to be working. Keep trying to hold that isometric contraction for the glutes. You're squeezing those butt cheeks in. Keep the chest lifted. Breathing through it. Lower back will engage here as well. That's completely normal. The lower back, glutes, and hamstrings often work together. And release. Relax and shake it out. Let's go back down to our quadruped position. Walk those hands out. Back is flat. Joints are stacked. Ready? Let's start with cat. Here we go. Exhale. Lift up into that cat. And back down into cow, getting that shoulder blade squeeze, arching the back. Back into cat, rounding through the spine. And back to cow. You can go at your own pace here. I'm doing these at a moderate pace. If you prefer to go a little slower, that's okay too. Don't worry too much about the number of reps that you're fitting in. Let's go back to cow. One more of each. Let's take it into cat. Squeeze it up, pressing the spine up toward the ceiling. And one last rep of cow. And relax, shake it out. Once again, we're going to go back to that kneeling position. Now we are going to add another element onto this move. So from here, we're going to hold our arms in a W position. We're still using that glute squeeze. There's a slight lean back, lifting through the chest, but this time we're going to add a shoulder blade retraction. So toes are flat on the floor, knees are as though the feet are shoulder width apart. Lean back slightly, engage the glutes, and let's add 8 W's. Here we go. 8. Shoulder blade squeeze here. 7. Breathing through this. 6. Really get that contraction through the upper back and shoulders. That's it. Exhale. Inhale. Maintain good form. Remember, the glute squeeze is the main goal here. So we're keeping our lower body engaged. 2 more. 1 left here. And lower it down. Let's go back to cat-cow. Kneeling position. Quadruped. Back is flat. Joints are stacked. Let's start with cat. Here we go. Lift up. And push the rib cage out, squeezing the shoulder blades back. Lift up into cat, rounding through that spine. And lower into cow. This exercise should feel pretty good, especially if you've been sitting at a desk all day. Nice, easy breathing. Exhale, drop down into cow. 1 more of each. Lift up into cat. And 1 more of cow. And shake it out. Let's lower down. This time, we are going to try to get our bum all the way down to the heels. So we're going to sit back. Now, if this causes any discomfort for the knees here, with the knees pointing straight forward, you can either go wider in the knee position, or you can stay in that upright glute squeeze position. It's up to you. So this one does take a bit of flexibility through the quads, and the knees might feel a little bit stressed. So if you have any knee pain here, you can adjust your position accordingly. Now we're going to take this into a Y press. So we're going to have our hands out in a wide Y position. Right now my elbows are down, so I'm more of a W here. From here, I'm going to extend out nice and wide into my Y and back down. So lifting through the chest, pull the shoulder blades and elbows down, and let's exhale, press into the Y and down into the W. Push into the Y, down into the W. Keep this going. Squeezing through the shoulder blades. Try not to let the arms creep forward. We want to keep the hands pulled back as though we're pulling back behind the head. Breathe through this. 3 more. Quads are getting a big stretch here. Ankles are stretched as well. And shake it out. Grab a water break here if you like. We're going to go belly down to the mat. So whenever you're ready, let's take this into a Superman position. So I'm going to lower down to my mat here. From here, I'm going to take this into a T. So my head has my eyes pointing down toward the mat, keeping my neck in a neutral position. My toes are going to be extended and pointed. From here, my arms are palms facing down, and I'm going to lift into that T position, keeping the core engaged. Pull your belly button in toward your spine, and let's go into 8 T's. Here we go. 8. You can leave your feet flat on the floor. 7. Really get that squeeze here. 6. Pulling through the back of the shoulder blades. 5. Keep this up. 4. Breathing through it. 3. Almost there. 2. 1 more here. 1. Lower it down. Let's take this back to our kneeling quadruped position. We're going to go into a thoracic twist. So placing the fingertips just behind the right ear, lifting through the elbow, we're going to twist gently to the side and back down. Let's go for 8 reps on this side. Here we go. 8. Back down. 7. Breathing through it. 6. Keep this up. 5. Just a gentle twist. 4. Chest is out. 3. Try not to let that elbow drop. 2. 1 more here. 1. And we're going to take it to the other side after our next set of our Supermans. Let's walk it out. Drop the knees down, drop the chest down into that T position. Head is in a neutral position with eyes looking down toward the mat. Pull your belly button in, and let's raise up into 8 T's. Here we go. 8. Breathe through this. 7. Exhale up. 6. Get that shoulder blade squeeze. 5. Breathing through it. 4. Keep pushing. 3. Almost there. 2. 1 to go. 1. Lower it down. Bring those hands in. Let's go into our kneeling position here. So once again, quadruped position, so the joints are stacked. Place your left fingers behind your left ear. Lift through the chest, so you're pushing your chest out, and let's go for 8 over to the left side. Here we go. 8. Don't let that elbow drop down. We're trying to stay open through that chest. Exhale. Inhale, breathe through it. 4. 5. 6. 2 more here. 7. 1 left. 8. And walk it back out. 1 last set of our Superman with T retraction. Walk the hands out. Pull the belly button in. And let's go for 8. Here we go. Toes are pointed. 8. Belly button to spine. 7. Get the shoulder blade squeeze. 6. Neck is in a neutral position. 5. Looking down toward the mat. 4. Breathing through it. 3. Almost there. 2. 1 left here. 1. Lower it down. 1 last set. Quadruped position. Let's lift up nice and high. Joints are stacked. Now in this position, we're going to take this into another version of our shoulder movement that we did with our Superman. From here, we're going to extend the right hand out so the fingers are pointed, and we're going to lift up and out to the side, but this time I'm going a little bit more into a Y position. So my hand is in front of me rather than directly out to the side. All right, let's go for 8. Here we go. 8. Rotating through that movement. 7. Maintaining a flat back. 6. Letting that shoulder work through the range of motion here. Exhale. Inhale. 3 more. 3. 2. 1 more here. 1. And let's take it to the other side. Last 8 before we cool down. Fingertips extended, back flat. Let's go for 8 on the left. 8. That's it. 7. Working through that shoulder. 6. Maintaining good posture. 5. We're trying not to twist along with that arm. Keeping the core as stable as possible, as well as the head and shoulders. 2 more here. 2. And 1. And lower it down. We're going to take this into a pigeon pose. So let's bring our right knee up. So now my right foot is going to be underneath my left hip. I'm going to settle my left hip just down onto the heel of my right foot and just gently drop down. This is really going to stretch out the glutes on the right side. Just try to relax those shoulders. Let your heart rate come down. Breathing evenly here. Now, if this feels okay to you, you can stay here or you can take it up a notch. It's up to you. So if you feel that you want to go deeper into the stretch, take your hands on either side and then let your upper body drop down a little further, dropping a little bit more weight onto that leg. Getting that deep stretch in the glutes here. Relaxing through the back of the shoulders. Breathing evenly. And walk those hands back in and then just gently come up out of it. And we're going to take it over to the other side. So walk that right leg back, take that left leg up. So my hip is going to rest on my heel. And just gently walk down. Right now, most of my weight is on my forearms. And again, if this position is comfortable for you, you can go ahead and stay here. Or whenever you're ready, you can take this up a notch. So if you feel, after holding the stretch for a while, that your hip has opened up a little bit, go ahead and walk the hands out and drop a little bit more of your upper body weight down onto that leg. Try to relax through the shoulders. Let the head drop down. Let your chest drop down onto the thigh. Really deep stretch through those glutes. And when you feel you've had some release through those glutes, let's walk those hands back in. Just slowly lift up. Walk the hands back, and let's bring both legs into a kneeling position. We're going to take this into a child pose. Now, right now, my knees are pointing straight forward. Once again, you have the option to go a little wider with the knees if you prefer. Let's walk the hands out. Palms are flat on the mat, and then drop your head down so your head is between the upper arms. Really stretching through those lats. Nice big exhale. And when you feel ready, just gently lift up slightly out of it. We're going to take the right hand, turn the palm up, loop it under the left forearm, and then drop down. Now, from here, just gently twist through your core just a little bit so that your nose is pointing toward the hand that's turned facing up. Really elongating through the shoulders on the side that you're twisting away from. Deep breaths here. Try to relax in that stretch. And gently come up out of it. Let's walk that right hand back. Once again, turn the left hand up, loop it under the right forearm, drop back down, and again, just a gentle twist here through the back so that your nose is pointing to the palm that's turned up. Inhale. Exhale, try to drop down a little deeper into that stretch. Now for me, in the stretch, my bum doesn't come all the way down to my heels. Flexibility is a little limited. If it feels comfortable for you, you can drop your bum down just a little bit more. But if you're elevated like I am, that's okay too. And walk it back in. We're just going to take it to a seated position, stretching out the neck. So sit however's comfortable for you. From here, take your left hand, place your fingertips just above the right ear. Guide that head down toward the floor. Take the opposite hand and then push that hand down toward the mat, really extending through those fingertips. Try to lean away from that side, getting that nice stretch through the side of the neck. Inhale, exhale, and draw the head up over to the other side. One last stretch. Place those fingertips just above the ears, guide the head down, take the other hand and push the fingertips down toward the floor. Inhale, exhale, try to relax through that shoulder so you can lengthen through the side of the neck. And gently come up out of it, shake it out, you can round your back, shake it out again, and we're all done for today. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Have a good one.